Okay, hi, welcome. This is Motsi. It is my pleasure, and it will always be my pleasure to have you around. Today, we are going to continue exploring expansion of brackets. Of course, this will be part 3, and these will be the problems that we're going to use as we go through the lesson. I'll once again make a disclaimer. This is no level specific. Anyone taking algebra can equally benefit from this content. However, if there is a certain part you wish I address, let me know in the comment section and I'll do exactly that. But if it is that urgent and you want it addressed, you can reach out on my Preply account. I'll leave the link either in the comment section or in the description box. Otherwise, let's get started. We have 2x minus 3y multiplied by x plus y. Whatever we're going to get has to be added to 3x minus y multiplied by 2x plus y. And this is our problem, and the assignment is the same. We are to remove brackets or to expand the expression. Let's get started. What I often advise my students is that if you have more than 2 terms that are going to be produced by these brackets, insert a pair of brackets so that you don't make a mistake. Because when we are going to multiply out these brackets, we're going to form or we're going to produce more than 1 term. And putting brackets ensures you don't make simple mistakes that can be easily made. Otherwise, let's go ahead. Remember, every term that's here is supposed to multiply every term that's there. Therefore, to make no mistake, I'm going to break this. That will be 2x minus 3y, and I'll rewrite this one, x plus y, x plus y. And as we've agreed in the previous video, that's right there. Remember, this ensures that every term that's here, which is this and this, multiplies every term that's there, which is this. Let's go ahead and do the same thing in there. I'm going to break this. And of course, I'm going to rewrite this one. Okay. 2x times x, that's going to be 2x squared. And 2x times y, that's going to be 2xy. Minus 3y times x, that's going to be negative 3xy. And minus 3y times y, that's going to be minus 3y squared. And I'm going to add that other bracket there. 3x times x, 3x times 2x, that's going to be that's going to be 6x squared, and 3x times y, that's going to be 3xy. And of course, minus y times 2x, that's going to be negative 2xy, and minus y times y, that's going to be negative y squared. And this is plus. Sometimes students get confused. It's just a plus. How do I get rid of those brackets? Well, you can understand that there is an invisible 1, so you can distribute it as plus 1. However, as you get comfortable, you realize that even if there is a number or there is no number, you can still even distribute the sign. Otherwise, if you're still getting confused, even a 1 will help you. Maybe I may clean up this part. That will be 2x squared plus 2xy minus 3xy gives me minus xy. Of course, this will be minus 3y squared. And I can also just simplify this part. 3xy minus 2xy gives me just 1xy. And of course, I'm going to distribute the 1. That will be plus 6x squared. And that will be plus xy. And that will be minus y squared. This is our expression without brackets. And as you can understand, we can see like terms. 2x squared plus 6x squared gives me 8x squared. And minus xy plus xy gives me a 0. And minus 3y squared minus y squared gives me negative 4y squared. And this becomes our final answer. I hope you have been able to understand. If you feel confident and you think you can give this other question a try, go ahead and pause the video, give it a try, and compare your solution to mine. Otherwise, if you are not comfortable, it's okay. We can try it together. Next question. We have 5m minus 2 and of course squared minus 3m minus 2 and it of course squared. Remember from the previous video, we have learned that this squared does not mean just squaring the 5m squared and squaring the negative 2m squared. No, it doesn't mean that. Instead, it means this multiplied by this. So the long form of this expression would be 5m minus 2 n multiplied by 5m minus 2 n. This and this means the same thing. Minus 3m minus 2n multiplied by 3m minus 2n. And this becomes our new expression. Of course, because we're going to form more than one term here, it's helpful to insert an extra pair of brackets so that we keep mistakes away from our work. Let's go ahead and simplify. We are going to have everything that's here multiply everything that's there. And I'm going to go ahead and break this. That will be 5m minus 2n. Of course, I'm going to rewrite this bracket, which is going to be 5m minus 2n, 5m minus 2n, minus, I'm going to do the same thing, break this bracket, 3m minus 2n. Of course, I'm going to have this other bracket rewritten, 3m minus 2n, 3m minus 2n. And of course, I can go ahead and clean up these brackets. 5m times 5m, that's going to be 25m squared. And 5m times negative 2n, that's going to be negative 10mn. Negative 2n times 5 is going to be negative 10mn. And negative 2n times negative 2n is going to be positive 4n squared. I subtract inside this big bracket. I'm going to go and clean again. 3m times 3m, that's 9m squared. and 3m times negative 2n is going to be negative 6mn. Negative 2n times 3m is negative 6mn, and negative 2n times negative 2n, that's positive 4n squared. And this becomes our simplified version. Let's go ahead and just clean up this part. That leaves me with 25m squared minus 20mn plus 4n squared. Of course, minus 9m squared minus 12mn plus 4n squared. This is this part cleaned up. Let's go ahead and remove the brackets, and I still have the 25m squared minus 20mn plus 4n squared. Now remember, you can put a 1 if you're confused, but this will be negative 1 times 9m squared, which gives me negative 9m squared. Negative 1 times negative 12mn is positive 12mn, and negative 1 times positive 4n squared is negative 4n squared. Of course, I can eliminate the bracket now, and this becomes our new expression. It just needs us to clean it up and we'll be good to go. 25m squared minus 9m squared is going to be 16m squared. Negative 20mn plus 12mn is going to be negative 8mn. And of course, 4n squared minus 4n squared is 0. These can cancel out, leaving this as our final answer. I hope you've been able to get an answer like this if you'd given it a try by yourself. You might want to give this one a try again if you're confident you can, but if not, we might as well just do it together. Okay, the question is 2x plus 3y multiplied by x minus 3y multiplied by x plus y. We have an interesting situation where we have a chain of terms that are multiplying each other. I don't want you to be confused. Let's say we have 4 times 3 times 2. Well, you know that we'll first multiply this and this. Whatever we get, then we can multiply by that, which means that this gives me a 12 times 2, which later on gives me a 24. Similarly, I'm first going to multiply this and this, and whatever I'm going to get, I'll then have to multiply it by that. And let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to break this bracket. There's going to be 2x, of course, plus 3y. And I'm going to rewrite that bracket, which is x minus 3y, x minus 3y. And of course, 2x times x, that's going to be 2x squared, and 2x times minus 3y, that's going to be negative 6xy. 3y times x, that's going to be 3xy, and 3y times negative y, that's going to be negative 9y squared. And of course, I can clean this part. That will be 2x squared, and of course, negative 6xy plus 3xy will give me negative 3xy and minus 9y squared. In other words, this multiplied gives me that, and it is now this that I have to multiply by that. And remember, every term that's in this bracket has to multiply every term that is in that a bracket, which is easy. I'm going to break this, and I'll have 2x squared minus 3xy minus 9y squared, and I'm going to rewrite this bracket 3 times, which is x plus y, x plus y, and x plus y. And I'll just go ahead and remove those brackets. 2x squared times x, that's going to be 2x cubed, and 2x squared times y, that's going to be 2x squared y. Negative 3xy times x, that's negative 3x squared y. And of course, negative 3xy times y, that's negative 3xy squared. Negative 9y squared times x, that's negative 9xy squared, and negative 9y squared times y, that's negative 9y cubed. Now I see terms that I like. We just go ahead and clean them up. This term is no term like it, so I'll just bring it down as is. But I see this and this, they are the same, so I'll remain with negative x squared y. And of course, these, they are related. I'll remain with negative 12xy squared. And lastly, negative 9y cubed. There's no term like it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have been able to see that as much as they may look like complicated expressions, but at the end of the day, they're just obeying the same principles that we have been learning, even with simple expressions. If you found value in this video, please do not forget to click the like button. And of course, if there is a friend you think they might also benefit from this very video you've been watching, share the video with them. And if you want to be part of the community, make sure you smash that subscribe button. It's been my pleasure to have you around. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.